Video marketing is the next big thing. That's what everyone says, right? But as creatives who are also introverts, sometimes making video content feels really scary. In this video, I'm bringing on one of my coaches from Creative Hive to show you the top 10 stress-free tips for how to use video marketing in your handmade business today. Hi, my name is May Pak, and I help makers, artists, and designers make a living from selling their handmade products online. So many platforms are prioritizing video content, right? Instagram and Facebook push your posts more if it's video. You normally see higher view and engagement rates with video content. Even Etsy is encouraging shop owners to include a video of their product in every listing. The truth is, video really does help increase sales because customers can see your products in another dimension that feels like they're shopping in a real physical store. It helps increase trust and raise confidence in your product so people are more likely to buy. But of course, it can be intimidating and nerve-wracking to make video content, right? It's still a high barrier to entry despite newer social media platforms like TikTok being focused completely around video. But video marketing could really help you gain a competitive advantage and make you stand out because most people aren't doing it yet. So it's not too late for you. In Creative Hive, we have two paid programs, right? One is the A Sale a Day business system, and the other is the Accelerator, which is where we give you one-on-one coaching, walking you through the A Sale a Day framework. Now, I have some amazing coaches, all of whom are actual alumni of my program and who are absolutely killing it in their businesses. Louisa Russell is one of my coaches, and Louisa runs her own jewelry business line in the UK. Not only does she have beautiful work, but she uses video marketing effectively to make more sales. So let's bring on Louisa here to share her top 10 tips for making video content easily, stress-free for your handmade shop.
Hi, my name's Louisa Russell. I'm an artist, maker, and jewelry designer. I create floral jewelry for people who absolutely love flowers. All my jewelry is made from real flowers. I want everybody to feel like when they're wearing my jewelry that they're walking through a field of beautiful flowers or they're strolling through a romantic English garden. When May first asked me to make a video for her channel to talk to you about how to become more comfortable in creating video content, my first thought as an introvert was, how many thousand followers does she have? I'm going to share with you today my top 10 tips for becoming more comfortable in front of the camera, becoming at ease with creating videos throughout your day that can help give potential customers, the feel for your business, what you value as a business owner, and what your business is all about, which will ultimately help increase sales. So tip number 1 is changing your mindset. It can be really hard to shift your mindset as an introvert because I know a lot of creative types are naturally introverted, and it's not our favorite thing to go and make a video of ourselves talking about something and post it onto the internet where lots of random people could comment on it. But as a business owner, I can tell you that potential customers and your customers love seeing behind the scenes videos. They love to know about your inspiration as a maker and an artist. What goes on in your business, what people work in your business. My tip number 2 is to think about creating videos as sharing content as opposed to creating content. You can share things from throughout the day, packing an order, making an order, popping off to get some supplies, popping to the post office. This is a much easier way than thinking about social media video as something you have to create. Oh my goodness, I have to create all these videos. For example, I was in the garden center yesterday picking up some plants because I need plants and flowers for inspiration for my jewelry design. And while I was there, I took out my camera. It wasn't too busy. I held it up. I took a story. I made a poll. It was great. It was easy. I don't know if I'd be comfortable doing it with lots of people around, but you can make baby steps for this. My tip number 3 is to look at the camera. Don't look to the middle of the screen. If you can see, my eyes are shifting. That is the middle of my screen, and that is where the camera is. So it can take a little bit of practice. It makes people feel like you're looking in the eye, you're talking directly to them. My tip number 4 is just start today. Enough with the excuses. I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week when I get a haircut, I'll do it next week when my office is a little bit tidier. You just start small and start today, and gradually you'll be building up your confidence and you'll make more and more videos and feel much more comfortable about putting yourself out there. My tip number 5 is it's really okay if you decide video is not for you. You don't want to talk to the camera, you don't want to be filmed making videos. That is absolutely fine. I get it. So there are some other options for you. Let's say you make wall art, home decor. You could put your wall art up on the wall in your home, and then you could take a nice video and you could pan across. And that would be a great way of engaging your customers and potential customers, of showing how is the product going to be used, how does it look in the room. Another option is also a GIF or GIF, as we call it in the UK. So this is where you take 2 photographs. You could use a program like Canva, and it kind of makes a stop motion animation. So it's quite popular in email marketing. It can really help to engage potential viewers, or people will stop as they're scrolling down their social media feed. They'll see your GIF or GIF and they will pay attention. My tip number 6 is to have a space in your home or office where it is relatively camera friendly and clutter free. Nobody wants to spend 30 minutes tidying up before each video. I like to shoot my video in my stairwell. It's surrounded by lots of light, lots of natural light, which is great in the afternoon or any time of the day. The lighting is soft and flattering, and the lovely cream wall is a great backdrop. I don't have to worry about clutter in the background. So this was for my close-up. Other videos that I take where I do a close-up of the jewelry, say the earrings, I will do on my windowsill. I have a nice tile that I bought from a DIY home decor shop. It is non-gloss, so it doesn't reflect light, and it's really great to just have sitting there on my windowsill ready to go. I also have a handy arm that is attached to my workbench, so as I'm making my jewelry, I can just press record on my smartphone, and there I have some video content of me as an artist creating jewelry. I also flip it quickly around to my packing table, and I can create videos of myself packing an order, putting in the lovely thank you card, the pretty tissue. Another option in Instagram is to consider the green screen feature, where you just choose a picture that you want for the background, and it will just place you in front of that. So you don't have to worry about messy clutter behind you. It's also nice to take video out on the go. I was at the garden centre yesterday and I took some video of me walking around. The scenery was gorgeous. I didn't really have to prepare anything. My tip number 7 is to keep it short and sweet. I love in Instagram Reels how it's only 15 seconds. 15 seconds is not very hard to make a video. Quite often I will break it down into 3 5-second intervals. And this is easily done using the timer feature in Instagram. That way, say if I'm filming a reel of me with a necklace, I'll use the first 5 seconds holding it up, then the next 5 seconds I will be putting it on, and the final 5 seconds I will just be showing the customer or potential customer how it's worn. My tip number 8 is know that you're not just creating content for social media, but also valuable content for your website and for your email marketing. Once you make a reel, as I've just mentioned, of putting the necklace on and modeling it, you could upload that 15-second video to your Shopify store, or even put it on Etsy. I know Etsy really pushing their sellers to have video content of how the product is being used. It really helps to increase customer sales. I like to film in the native camera app on my phone. Let's say I chose to film a reel on Instagram and publish it, and then I download it. It would have the little branding of Instagram down the bottom, And when I shared it to other social media platforms, people could tell that it came from Instagram. So I like to film in the native camera app on my phone, and then use an app like CapCut, which you can edit videos. Or I quite like to use Canva, which is a free software. You can edit your videos if you feel the need to. You can mute them, you can add music, you can add captions. CapCut also has a feature where you can have captions down the bottom of the screen, and that is great because if somebody's watching your video on the train or public transport, or they're in an office and they don't want to have the volume up, they can see what you're talking about. My tip number 9 is to brainstorm in advance a list of all the things that you could possibly make content of. So that way on busy days, you don't have to be scratching your head thinking, what will I do today? My list, for example, is at the bench, jewelry bench, making jewelry, sanding jewelry, at the packing table, packing an order. The customer can see the thank you card go in, they can see the floral papered insert. Could be of me at the post office or talking to the courier, receiving supplies, my lovely packaging inserts, and some printed matter came today, which was really exciting for me. So I did a quick video on that. It could be of you as a designer. Where do you get your inspiration? You could be talking about your life story. Why did you decide to start this business? How is your business different to your competitor? What values does your business have? Your dream client, who are they? Customer testimonials. For my jewelry business, I like to make videos of myself wearing the jewelry, so people can see the exact size of it. How does it appear when it's worn? Video is a very useful tool. Tip number 10 is just start small. If you feel overwhelmed about all the social media platforms that you could possibly post on, just start with 1 or 2. I'm mostly focused on Instagram and Pinterest, as through Google Analytics, I can see a lot of my traffic comes from these 2 platforms. Google Analytics has also told me that a lot of traffic comes from Instagram stories, which was a bit of a surprise because at first I wasn't really using this feature. But now I'm starting to use this a little bit more in my marketing campaign, just sharing videos from throughout the day, behind the scenes, me making items, customer testimonials, etc.
Thank you so much, Louisa, for sharing all your amazing tips with us today. I hope you found that helpful. Definitely go check out Louisa's work on Instagram and look for her video posts on there to see more of how she uses video to promote her handmade jewelry. You can find Louisa at louisarussell.com or on Instagram at Louisa Russell Jewelry. That's jewelry in British English spelling. Do you use video in your handmade shop, or would you like to? Let me know in the comments and tell me which one of Louisa's tips is your favorite. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe to my channel for more handmade business tips, and stay on to watch this next video on the screen.